Good afternoon, everyone. Humans are disrupting the natural salt cycle on a global level. Incredible freeze, Southeast US. EV orders down 50% in Europe. Lots of quakes on Halloween. I wanted to address the Coinbase $5,000 per week withdrawal. Some say it's digital gold. Let's talk about Atlantean gold. Because I don't know if all the earthquakes, if I'd be below those cliffs, but it is a beautiful scene and serenity in the modern world of insanity. And wanted to start off, everybody supporting me on Patreon, thank you so much. I'm starting to put together PDF slide decks because, I got 30 images in the update videos. So check this out, see if you like the style, let me know in the comments and move forward. For those of you who want to jump over, I'm going to be moving a lot of the content into Patreon that I can't talk about here on YouTube, so join me over there. Let's talk about cold temperatures, record lows. And so many were smashed. If you look at the NOAA blue dot low map, it's astounding how many records were broken. This is just a spackling, and it's a northeast, mainly from, say, North Carolina up to Maine. But if we look at Ryan Maue throwing out 22 degrees in Asheville, North Carolina, it doesn't even get that cold sometimes in the entire winter, let alone in the last days of October, first days of November. This is astounding. 27 degrees, Macon, Georgia. We out here, we're around 26 to 27 Fahrenheit last night. All my tobacco plants are gone. They were too big to cover up. So was the Moringa oleifera. So I lost all my crops on that. Live and learn. But this was an update. Macon fell to 26 Fahrenheit. Virtually impossible cold air, as Ryan Maue states, and shows us the old 26 degree Fahrenheit record 1952 on October 30th. Arctic cold blast, the earliest in many states, from Kansas to Georgia in over 100 years. And when we have snow and cold temperatures, what do we get? Road salt. So I came across this article off of weather.com as I was searching for those record cold temperatures. Humans are messing with the Earth's salt cycle. And I said, no, that's just too crazy to even be a headline. Humans are disrupting the salt cycle. This is on Science Daily, MSN. And UConn had the best and the most honest coverage of it. Now I just look at this, hold on a second, really, hold on a second. Nature Reviews and Earth Environment Journal links treating roads with salt in the winter as now destroying the planet. And they're talking about the entire planet, but this is only focused in the United States. U.S. produces more than 40 billion pounds of salty de-icing agents and accounts for 44% of total salt use. Now, they're only pointing to the United States. What this whole world cycle, global scale, but they only have U.S. data. The study author claims that we need a planetary boundary for safe and sustainable salt use. So putting limits on salt and salt control levels, even though salt is part of our Earth's crust. Maybe the Parisians were using too much salt in 1900 and their waterfront changed with all the antiquitech disappeared because it was too saline in the river. Perhaps they were digging for salt here. Were they uncovering these rail tracks, or were they installing the rail tracks or looking for salt because it will disrupt the world's salt cycle? Maybe they're trying to replace it and make sure the salt cycle is back in balance. Or maybe there's a cataclysm on a cycle too. Meanwhile, Fortune warns the S&P is heading below 3,000. Two of the biggest stock market crashes happened in October 1929 and Black Monday 1987. Seasonally, we're entering the best 6-month period for gold and silver. Along with the Fed nearing the end of their rate hikes, gold is poised to skyrocket. Call the Patriot Gold Group today before it's too late. When you call them, mention the Adapt 2030 channel. They're going to give you some great in-class service. Patriot Gold Group has the no fee for life IRA, where your IRA or 401k can be in physical gold or silver. And the no fee for life IRA is on qualifying rollovers. Give them a call. 888 5467020. And now on with the video. But the interesting thing is when all the bevy of articles put this out, they're showing human consumption salt. So maybe our diets are responsible for changing the Earth's salt content. But really, Yukon did a good job. They actually put road salt in their imagery there to show you what they were talking about. Everybody else obviously didn't understand the different types of salts and just Google imaged a salt picture and put it there. So when we talk about saline environments, west of the Nile, hugely saline out there. So I guess you could mine the salt. And remember, salt was worth its weight in gold back in the old Silk Road trading days, all the way down from the Aksum Kingdom and the Ghana control of Central Africa and the Sahel and the trading routes. Now, if it wasn't gases being thrown in the atmosphere that was changing everything on this earth, extinction level, existential threat, or whatever that word is, existential threat, they're throwing it around everywhere. Now we have the salt being out of kilter. It's in the crust. It's in the desert sands. It's in the Dead Sea. It's everywhere. And for somehow to now, this is the craziest thing. This is insanity. If you believe the salt cycle is somehow out of balance on our planet because of the use of salt, they've gone too far. I hope everybody sees through this. This is hogwash. Oh wait, there's salt in hog urine. My bad. Throwing it out of kilter. Better stop the salt. No more restaurants open. Oh wait, they already tried that. Okay. What's not doing the job? EVs. Volkswagen says EV orders are down 50% in Europe. Now, the CFO of Volkswagen attributes it to the slowdown in the overall market. Deliveries increased by 45% year over year. You know, it's a little bit confusing for the average reader to jump in and go, wait, they're down 50%, but you just said that it increased by 45%. Electric car bubble has burst. And this is another showing Ford loses $38,000 on each car. And this is coming from CEO of Toyota. People are waking up to the batteries costing $30,000 to replace the battery in your electric vehicle. Demand is now unexpectedly slow. Orders are down and projects are being delayed indefinitely. And I thought, now why would that be? Oh, all of the things you need. We have to double the amount of copper mining on the planet in the next 10 years. All of it that's been mined in the last 2,000 years, we have to double that. And the anodes or graphene supplies, China's cutting that off. You can see there's a lot of non-delivery of materials. So these moving forward with the batteries is going to be a no-go. Not enough rare earth minerals either. It was great talk until rubber met the road and the Wall Street Journal coming out. Brace for the wind and electric vehicle bailouts. Governments too invested now. They truly are. So the taxpayer is going to be charged for the repair job as these companies go bust, and ye shall mop up the pieces with more worthless treasury bonds issued. Paper absorbs liquid, and that would be thin, runny BS. Now, I do like gold, and I might take you down a little woo-woo path. This is called Atlantean gold, and apparently there was a trove of unidentified artifacts that were found with a non-decipherable script, and this was it. So obviously the nomenclature was Atlantean because it was unknown, undiscovered, and they couldn't translate it, and it still remains untranslated, so it falls into that category. What I like is the gold leaf sheeting and their runes or pictographs / language that's hammered into this. Now, whether it's gold, physical gold, or digital gold, Bitcoin. Somebody sent me a message in the comment board, thanks for reaching out, and said, you need to correct your statement. Because I was going off Colin Brown here saying that Coinbase is limiting Bitcoin withdrawals and tried to take some BTC off into the cold wallet and was restricted to $5,000 per week withdrawal limit policy. So that seems to be a little bit incorrect according to Coinbase itself. But what I do agree with Colin Brown, get your Bitcoin off the exchanges. If you don't hold it, you don't own it. And digging through, again, I use Brave and DuckDuckGo as a combo to get into my searching. Coinbase hoses down rumors of weekly withdrawal limits on the BTC. Coinbase assures us that they did not impose a 5,000 week per limit on Bitcoin withdrawals. What they stated was there was some sort of software glitch at the time this person was withdrawing there. Since that's been resolved and it was something to do with Ether and an upgrade in network there on the Ether side, that delayed everything else on the Bitcoin side, so I guess it's resolved. But what is disappearing, the Chinese, they're out. They're no longer in London. They're not auctioning in gold. Why not, is the question. Oh, I forgot they're setting their own prices over in Shanghai. My bad. There are now multiple cash and carry points of sale that have a higher price than in London or the COMEX. So you can see why the Chinese banks have disappeared. So now it's just the UK and the USA making their fake paper prices back and forth. The rest of the people have bailed out. So this is going to be an interesting one. Also, what's less and less is uranium. That goes right along with the EVs. A lot of people were saying that electric was going to move over to pebble bed nuclear reactors anyway, so uranium was going to be incredibly in demand. Or 70 to 85% of that uranium supply is now aligned with East, quote unquote, BRICS aligned nations, trading bloc. Russia supplies about 20% of the US demand. Imagine if they were to stop that. Kazakhstan, 46% of primary global supply. Primary production out of Africa, largely owned by China, and Niger, 4% of global totals at risk, now under the protective wing of China and the BRICS. Getting dicey out there for supplies in the movement of the new world. As the electromagnetic changes continue to sweep the planet, earthquakes on October 31st, Halloween. That's a lot of large ones, 6.6, 6.5, 5.1, 5.55, 4.9. Usually normally downgraded by the USGS, so you could probably add a pip or two on top of that to get the true mag readings. And you got to wonder what kind of cycle we're in, because these engravings from the 15th century or 1400s show something different than what the past we are told. Earth and dirt everywhere. Trees on top of buildings, what were supposed to be palatial, functioning civilizations / societies, and something disrupted that. What do you think it would have been? As above, so below, the beauties of nature and the mysteries of history. We'll never get a straight answer. But are you prepared for the changes? My Patriot's Plan Adapt 2030 food supply, 3-month emergency food supply, so you don't have to wander into the chaos. I do thank you for watching. Hope you got something out of the video. Bye for now.